guys, welcome back to Bit by Bit. Today we are making some E3 2017 predictions. So we've got that coming up in June. So we've been thinking a little bit about what each conference is sort of going to be announcing, what kind of stuff we're going to see. It's not comprehensive, or anything like that. We don't have something for every single, developer or conference necessarily, but we do have quite a few things to go through. So I'm just going to jump right in with my first prediction, which is for Bethesda. And one of the things that I was thinking about, when I was doing a little bit of research, actually. I was doing a little bit of research because when Bethesda comes up, automatically I'm like, Elder Scrolls, But I've been thinking that for like the past 2 years, and I always get burned. So I don't think they're going to announce something new, a new Elder Scrolls game. Yeah. At first I thought, yeah, they will, but I don't think they will. I think it'll be next E3. I think this E3, though, they have some, I don't know if you saw like that, the promo they did for their conference was just like a theme park, and it's like all their games were like a roller coaster, and there was 2 under development, but we don't know what they are.
That's
I know,
nice.
Right? Yeah,
that's
I thought
cute.
it was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. And the 2 under development, there's been a lot of speculation that could either be like those 2 are probably going to be another Wolfenstein game, which I've never played before. I don't know that much about. But I heard it's good. And unfortunately, if anyone's been watching any of the videos from the past couple weeks, the other title that people are considering might be it is The Evil Within 2. And I don't want that.
More evil.
Yeah, Evil Within 2.
More evil, deeper inside.
Yeah, we can come up with good titles for this. I'm sure Nintendo could pitch some as well, even though it's not their game, because they're just the worst at titles.
XL.
Yeah, so I'm not super excited about that, and since I'm kind of an optimist, I want to pitch, forward that I think actually, hopefully, I'm thinking maybe they'll talk about a new IP. Yeah. Brand new IP. There's been some talk about there being, like, a couple of titles that they had, like, trademarked, or whatever it is when you get the rights to it. And so I'm kind of hoping to see a new IP. I'm not going to make any speculation as to what it's going to be about or anything like that, because I want to keep it kind of vague so I can be right. If it happens, I just think any new title from Bethesda. Yeah, exactly. Any new title from Bethesda, I'll feel good about. So yeah, I don't know if you have anything on that or if you want to talk about one of yours, but that's where I'm at.
Cool. I don't have anything specific on Bethesda. Also, to give a quick overview, I'm sure anyone that's listening to something like this is probably already like a big fan of E3 and watches it a lot. But we have like the kind of, they're not smaller conferences necessarily, but they're like the ones that are like from devs or publishers. So you have like Bethesda, Ubisoft, EA, and then we have like the big 3, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony.
Right.
So like, continuing on like the smaller ones, I don't really have any like set predictions for like EA or Ubisoft or anything like that. They're like, I guess I wouldn't mind, I'm hoping, I'm always hoping for new stuff, so I'm hoping, like, there'll be, like, some new stuff coming out of Ubisoft. Like, I know last year Steep was one of their, like, new IPs. I didn't actually get a chance to play Steep, but I've been, like, going back and forth on my interest of it. Like, at first I was really excited about it, and then I heard some people talking about it, and they seemed like, and then I heard someone else talk about it, and they loved it, so I was like, maybe I'll check it out. I think it's also supposed to eventually come to Switch, so that would be cool. I guess something that would be cool or surprising or interesting would be if, like, any of these, like, 3 publishers would announce some Switch stuff would be interesting. If they're like, and also on Switch, like, or,
Yeah, because there's not usually that sort of crossover interaction with Nintendo.
So that would be interesting, because we're, the classic thing for Nintendo is looking for third-party support. So seeing maybe how any of these are going to be utilizing that new technology is something that I'm going to be looking out for while I look through these. And obviously we know there's some things we know are going to happen that we always know.
Sure.
Like, there's going to be a new FIFA, there's going to be a new Madden, a new 2K.
It's just classic.
A new Just Dance. Like, this Just Dance I actually think I'm going to get. So I'm going to be watching for what like for some good songs. I'm hoping for some good songs on Just Dance 2018. But, yeah.
Yeah, I guess then. So I don't know. A lot of my favorite stuff is like in the not big 3s for some reason. So like I have a couple more predictions for the not big 3 ones.
Yeah, go for it. That's like your shtick. Those like you're the
like
Bethesda person.
Big developer classics that are like Bioware is another one that's going to come up, and I've had mixed feelings about Bioware lately because I played Mass Effect. Like the whole rest of the world has mixed feelings about Mass Effect. It had mixed reception. They're kind of in hot water right now because it needed to be amazing, and it wasn't. It wasn't amazing. It was fun. And anyway, so I think what they're actually doing, and this is another one I looked up a little bit more about because it's very important to me what Bioware is doing, because I love Dragon Age. I have enjoyed Mass Effect thoroughly in the past, and I think they might be doing another like newer game. So for this one, I have a more specific, theory. They've been talking about this new, it's like codenamed Dylan, which is like the lamest codename ever.
Yeah, it's super
like,
weird.
oh yeah, Dylan. What? I'm gonna feel really bad though if there's like a sentimental reason why it's called Dylan. But it's possible, right?
Yeah.
I just thought of that. Anyway, it's called Dylan. It's like codenamed Dylan, and they apparently have been working. There's been like some talk about them working on this for a long time. I think all the way back to like 2012. It's some people have like speculated that it's like a Destiny style game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like Destiny, so I hope not. But maybe they could do it better. I don't know. And of course, I'd expect with Bioware that it would be kind of story based, because that's what they do. They have rich stories with like a lot of choice and like strong narratives, strong characters. That's kind of what like their whole shtick is, So I imagine it's gonna be something along those lines. And I'm guessing that we're gonna maybe get some game details. Talk a little bit about release window with nothing specific, and I'm guessing no real gameplay trailer. That's sort of where I'm feeling like we're going to be at. But I want to hear something about a new game, and I think Bioware needs to talk about a new game.
Yeah.
They need to talk about a new game. Of course, I would love for one of the games they talk about to be a new Dragon Age game, but I don't think we're there yet, which bums me out. But I know they're going to make a sequel for Dragon Age eventually, Dragon Age Inquisition, because they just left at such a, like... They set up so much stuff at the end of the the final DLC that I need to know what's going to happen. So I'm thinking it's another one we might see next year. Maybe this year if I'm really lucky, but I'm not going to put it down an official prediction because I don't like to have my heart stomped on. So
Also, I kind of was holding back laughter midway through that just because I really, really want to tell you that I really hope Evil Within 2 comes out.
Why?
Because you hate it so much. It's just
you're
so
so
funny.
mean.
Do you want to give your you have some thoughts on Star Wars? Or do you want to do that before we move on to
this one's really brief? Yeah. So I just think we've been hearing some stuff from Visceral about the new Star Wars game, and I'm just they started talking about it last year. I don't think it's like slotted to release until 2018. I could be wrong about that, but I think it's 2018. So I think we're gonna get some more gameplay. We got a little bit of gameplay last year. Get some more gameplay, some more details. I think it will be a factor, and I'm hoping we get narrowed down from 2018 to like a season, like spring 2018, summer 2018. I'm thinking we're going to narrow it down into a collection of months. That's my prediction. Yeah. So.
All right. So moving on to because we can jump to Microsoft next. My predictions for that. So obviously the big focus for Microsoft this year is going to be Project Scorpio. Last year they hit us with the One S. While PS4 did their Slims and their VR and all that. So right now it's Scorpio. That's definitely... We just don't have a date or anything like that. So for me, right now, my first Xbox prediction is going to be that Scorpio gets, its announcement, like its full-on thing, it's fully in focused, and that the price is going to be dropped as well, and that I think it's going to be $500. $499.99.
How much was the PS4 Pro?
That's a great question. I want to say, was it the same? I think it was the same.
I think it was the same.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. I didn't want to get it, so I didn't pay attention.
I will search that up really quick while you can comment on what you think for Scorpio is going to be happening.
I mean, I pretty much had the same thought. Yeah, I thought we'd get the official name announcement of what Project Scorpio is going to be called.
What is going to be the name?
Yeah, actually, I kind of hate that they call it like a code name for so long, because even with the Switch, I couldn't stop calling it the NX for forever, because we call it this for years, and then maybe not years for the NX, but still,
The PS4 Pro is I believe $39.99 actually.
$39.99?
I think so.
$39.99 is
right.
$40, Janet.
Oh, sorry, $39.99.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was like, what?
No, but even then, I'm just gonna double check on their official website to make sure that's true.
Correct.
That sounds kind of low.
But
they've
been out a little while, but
yeah, it's been out for a bit, and then also they have other models as well.
I think the Scorpio is gonna be. I'm gonna say it's gonna be closer to 400.
Really?
Yeah, and once again, I'm an optimist. I'm thinking.
So let's, give me. So you're thinking 400 then?
I'm thinking 400. You'll take 500. I'll take 400. Maybe it'll be somewhere in between. I'm not sure. And that's sort of just, I'm expecting them to reveal like at least what month it's going to come out in, get the name, get some more details about like what it is exactly. I mean, we kind of know a little bit, but it's all kind of vague still. So like some real hardcore details.
Yeah, well,
is what I'm expecting.
I'm looking forward to seeing like the gameplay footage of like the machine actually running. I want to see what the machine looks like.
I'm like really weirded out by the like what it could be like.
I think I saw like a dev kit for it, and like it's. I mean, that doesn't mean that that's what it looks like, but like I saw somewhere on the internet like either like a mock-up of what it could look like or some people kind of making predictions, and like I'm gonna try to find a photo and then I can drop it in if you guys watch the video version. No, it looked great.
Oh, good. Okay.
I loved it. But I don't even know what this is. I'm just totally talking out of my ass because it's an E3 prediction video, but slash podcast. But on that note, I really need to see some gameplay on there. I kind of I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little interested in Scorpio. It's pretty down on my like priority list because I have like a lot of other financial things I want to take care of, other things I need to buy gaming wise even.
I don't have a Switch or a PS4 yet. I'm like, leave me alone.
But I'm like I'm interested in the Scorpio because Xbox was up until this point like my favorite console of the consoles that are out.
Now
the main
it's the
three.
Switch.
Now it's the Switch, I think. I think it's the Switch. Yeah, it's got to be the Switch because I haven't really played my Xbox in like forever, which is totally my fault. I could play it any time. It's just that like, I don't know.
Right.
But I do have a 4K TV at long last, and I want to like, I'm like, let's see what. I'm not really a big tech person, but I'm like, well, let's.
What's the difference?
Let's look at this at maximum capacity, and I'm excited to see what that looks like. So I'd be interested in it a little bit.
Do you think they're gonna have VR for Scorpio?
No.
VR's been kind of like wacky this year. I feel like it's not been great, but I know that was a huge part of like what PlayStation was doing was with VR, and I feel like it might be kind of weird if Xbox does something with VR as well. I don't know. I don't have a definite opinion on whether or not they're going to do VR with the Scorpio. Oh,
so this is like I think it's either I'll have to look into what exactly this is an image of. It might be like a mock-up or a dev kit or something, but it was like a top half. Like that image that was floating around with the top half white and the bottom half black.
That looks good.
I'm like, ooh, that's so cool. Because it's like because we know, all we know about the look of it is that, based on what Phil Spencer said, the head of Microsoft, is that, or the president of, Xbox or whatever, or however that title is, we know it's going to have a family resemblance. Mm-hmm. So it's going to have some type of stylistic resemblance to the Xbox One and the Xbox One S. So it's going to look like it's in that family, but be a little different. The reason I say no VR support is because when asked about it, Phil Spencer said that, VR is like an interesting technology, but we're, no offense to the people that are already doing it, aka Sony, but we're like waiting for it to be something that is like more fleshed out.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So I think the Scorpio will be set up to have VR ready to go when the time comes, but I don't think they're gonna like be like I'd be surprised if they mentioned VR even at all.
I think there's like we're not expecting even anything like Oculus related at all at E3. I heard that, so I think VR is kind of falling off the the hype for this year,
as it should. Hey VR, but
I like the idea of VR.
Yeah, like I'm not against.
I don't like it right now.
Yeah, I get tired of.
I don't care to go and find it right now. Like I don't think so. I'm fine how I am. Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason I think it'll be 500, if not more, I'm really hoping it's not more, because then it's like, well, one, I don't think they care too much about selling a whole bunch of them. This is very much like, I feel like Phil's made very clear this is the luxury console for the gamer who has everything but still wants a little more kind of thing,
Yeah.
like the people that are just like really like, I think technophiles might be the word.
I feel like that was kind of what the PS4 Pro pitch was, though, too, was for technophiles, or at least it should have been, because that's all who's really interested in it.
I feel like the Pro didn't have the punch that Scorpio's trying to have, because not only is Scorpio supposed to be, like, of higher quality than the Pro, I think also, another thing with the Pro is, like, it basically just looks like another PS4, and I think that's like a petty reason, but it's enough for, me, like, if as a consumer, I want something that also looks a little different, as well, and, like, the PS4 Pro, it looked just like a different PS4, and same thing with the Slim, and I think that's why the Slim and the Pro didn't do super well, because it's like, this is basically the same thing, just a little different. Yeah, just a little different. It looks too similar to me.
I guess Scorpio does it seems like it's going to take a lot more, like, different qualities to it than the rest of the Xbox family, so, like, maybe we'll see that. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 500, but I'm going to keep it at 400. That's my prediction. Okay. But if it is 500, I'll be like, yeah, okay. That's where I'm at.
Oh, another thing for Xbox. This is something that I'm predicting will happen, but also it needs to happen. Xbox One exclusive title, like a new IP needs to come out and it needs to be exclusive to Xbox One.
I think that probably will happen, and I would like that to happen. I think PlayStation is always like kicking Xbox's butt, and as far as like exclusive titles, and it bums me out because I want to support Xbox as strongly as possible. Although actually last year at E3 is what convinced me I need to get a PlayStation, even though I haven't like financially been able to do that because like it's like first year out of college,
but also,
fun. But
you haven't needed to do because like what has come out? Horizon.
No, there's a lot of stuff that I haven't, like, there's even stuff that, like, I haven't played in a while that's, like, back games, and, like, also stuff that they talked about at last E3 that is coming out soon. So, like, we'll get to, you know, PlayStation, or maybe this is even a good segue into PlayStation or Sony's conference, but, like, Detroit Becoming Human is something that I'm, like, dying to play, and that's PlayStation exclusive. The Last of Us 2. Yes. And I haven't played The Last of Us 1, even though I kind of like know what it's about and I hear about it all the time and I'm like dying to play it. I haven't played it because I don't have a PlayStation.
Did you have a PS3?
No. Last one I had was a PS2.
Yeah, so then you should, I mean, I think you have more reason than other people might have to get a PS4 because like as a recent PS4 owner, I got mine in the fall. Like, I just really have not used that machine. Like, it's just
I think a lot of the exclusives or a lot of the ones they're not like in your genre as much.
That's true. I will say that,
genre,
and that's
for sure.
and that's something that it's been hard for like Sony fans to understand with me. I'm like, it's not that I'm saying there's not good games. Persona 5, everyone loves it. It's great, but it's not.
I really want to play Persona 5.
I might eventually play it actually.
I really do.
But it's like a lot of the games that I like are not like.
Yeah,
on Sony, really. So then, which was weird for me because I love Sony and I grew up on Sony. But like, I'm more of like an action adventure platformer person, puzzle person, and that's a lot of more. At least to me, it feels like it's a lot more PS3 era. And then like for my frustration with the PS4 has been like, cool. All right, now I'm playing all these PS3 games in like higher resolution, which is really really great. But also like, I mean, in my head, I'm still like, but still a PS3. Like even when it's a game that I haven't played yet, like I have the BioShock collection. I'm playing through Uncharted. And I'm glad to have those opportunities.
And BioShock's an Xbox game too, so you can play on the Xbox.
Oh yeah, true. Forgot. Yeah, but they always. I feel like they always like they're really good at their marketing. Sony.
Yeah.
They're really great at convincing you that their titles are exclusive when they're not. Destiny is on Xbox and PS4, but you would think based on the marketing that it's a Sony exclusive. So yeah, there's just that's been my frustration with it. And then on that topic of frustrations, Sony always does a great job at E3, but it's always like. So, like, not anything you're doing right now, though. So that's...
Right, like, all the hype for last year was like, I'm so excited, I can't wait to buy all these things. And they're like,
one of those things came out. One of those things came out.
2 or 3 years. And I'm like, why are you even talking about it right now? Like, you're just putting me in a bad place. So, like, I'm just been, like, angsty over Detroit Becoming Human, for example. And I don't even think that's coming out until, like... Well, is it coming out 2017? I don't remember.
They never gave...
Oh, that's right. They never said
it. And they never said anything.
It was in... I know, I looked this up too. It was in, like, the film footage. They did, like, a film reel of, like, 2017 Sony titles. But it still wasn't confirmed for 2017. So I'm really hoping it does come out this year.
Yeah.
I will absolutely positively buy a PlayStation for this game. I really can't wait to play Detroit Becoming Human. And like my prediction for that is that we're gonna get some more gameplay footage, and obviously we're gonna get a release date. I think we gotta have a release date.
I think we're gonna get a release date for that. I think it's a good chance. But my main prediction in terms of release dates is God of War. So the reason that I'm predicting God of War will have a release date is because it is like it's like basically become Sony mascot at this point. It's like. On that level, there's been a lot of God of War games. It's a popular franchise. Even when people have had beef with it, it still like there's still a love there for sure. And I think the latest trailer for God of War, which did it have a full name? It was just a new God of War. Yeah, I didn't have an official name. I like to call it Dad of War because you're with Kratos and his son. So I call that Dad of War. But whenever I say that, no one knows what I'm talking about. But I think it's really funny. So anyway, the new God of War, I think. And this is an IP that Sony's been working with for a really long time, so I feel like this is kind of a little bit like an ignorant comment to me because I'm not a game dev and I don't know it. And obviously God of War is taking a different turn in terms of its style, like it's very clear from the trailer from last year. But I feel like since it's kind of a more familiar title, I feel like they'd be able to crank it out faster. Like it's an IP they've been working with for a long time. So I feel like that will be like get an announced like date or a window or something, even if it is going to be 2018, which I wouldn't mind too much if we get some 2018 ones because like we're not that far from 2018.
We're like halfway there.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think
now if it's
I think
like
that's gonna be the one that drops.
December of 2018, that's a long way away.
I think also another thing I predict for Sony is that they're gonna somehow, to some extent, be piggybacking on Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know if they're gonna drop DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh,
I think that's
sure they'll talk
pretty likely.
About Horizon Zero Dawn.
I think they're gonna like. I can already picture them being like. Though it's hard because last year they were very like. Our game's gonna speak. Last year they killed it so well. They're like, our games are just gonna speak for themselves. Like, we will talk very briefly. There will be music with the game. Like, we're gonna show you a lot of gameplay footage. And it was amazing.
Because I was dying for PlayStation.
And just game after game, and it was great. But I think...
Because that's what matters. I mean, really, when it comes to consoles. I know that, like, Microsoft focused so much more on their consoles because, like, they were talking about Xbox One S and the Project Scorpio. And that was fine. But for me, it's like, yeah, but that's just a vehicle for, like, the games. The games have got to be there. They have to be.
Oh, quick backtrack. Speaking of the games having to be there, I think we're gonna get a release date for Sea of Thieves for Xbox.
Oh yeah, totally.
And that'll be good because that's a new IP.
I've been so excited for that. We're gonna co-op this shit out.
I'm so excited for Sea of Thieves. So
it looks like so much fun.
I know they've been reeling out like a couple, like events where you could play the game and things like that. And they've been like, I know they recently did a video too where they had like Phil and a couple other people playing Sea of Thieves. So I feel like the hype is like really starting to build. I think they seem like they're preparing for like a release. It seems like on the horizon. But yeah, I see them like using Horizon Zero Dawn like maybe to bump a new IP or something, like kind of if you loved Horizon Zero Dawn, like take a look at this thing. Or maybe like, I don't know if they tease like a sequel. I'm not sure if that's something that they like, it seems kind of soon. Mm-hmm. So maybe not, but I feel like Horizon Zero Dawn would definitely come up in E3 on some extent because it was such a successful
definitely.
IP.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. I'd agree with that for sure. Do you have anything else on Sony, or do you want to move on to Nintendo?
I think we can go Nintendo.
Okay, I'm gonna let you start because you have more than I do.
Well, let me start. I'll read a little bit from what they had a press release
that'd be great
that they put out, and then you can jump in with some thoughts on Nintendo. God, I love Nintendo. I know I hate Nintendo, but I love Nintendo. I love the Switch. Ugh. I know I felt the need to say that. It's not like Miyamoto's gonna watch this, but if you're watching Miyamoto, I love you. Same to Reggie. Okay. Anyway, so Nintendo's a special little guy, and they had they did like a little press release. They're very I guess transparent with like what they're going to be doing in E3, which is interesting because like E3 is all about like the secrecy and all that, but
the reveals.
They're like, here's what's going to happen, and now you know, and it's like, okay, I don't know. But then we're like, but what else will happen? They're like, this is what's going to happen, and we're like, but what else? And like, this is
it.
I already told you what's going to happen. But anyway, yeah, so as usual, they're not doing, so traditionally with E3, there's like this kind of big conferences, they're public, well not public, but like, journalists and stuff are there. Nintendo always does something different with it. They like more do like a video feed instead. They don't have like a formal conference. And they have their treehouse that goes throughout the day where they're live streaming all these games. So this year they've changed the name from like Nintendo, it used to be called like Nintendo, like, Entertainment Direct or something. It was like something kind of stilted. Now it's called
the new Nintendo Entertainment Direct XL.
No, now it's called the Nintendo Spotlight.
Okay.
So instead of like, it was called something else last year, and I forgot what it was, but it was kind of a weird name. So they announced like kind of what they'd be doing. So still not a booth. I'm just gonna kind of skim through it, so I have to read the whole thing to you guys. I took this from Polygon, but it's just their official statement. So. Still not like a big booth of last year's past. We will focus on Super Mario Odyssey, the upcoming sandbox adventure game for the Nintendo Switch.
So exciting.
So their exact statement is, our various E3 activities will showcase the next steps for Nintendo Switch, from a summer of social competitive gaming to a holiday season highlighted by a milestone Mario adventure. Quote from Reggie Fils-Aimé. With Nintendo Treehouse live at E3, fans at home can watch in-depth gameplay of Nintendo Switch and Nintendo 3DS games launching this year. And then they also went on to say, I feel like this didn't come up in this exact thing, but basically they wanted to say that the focus is 2017 games.
I think that's great. And I think that's what they need to do because, the Switch didn't have, like, when they announced the Switch, people were like, yeah, Switch, but they were, like, really concerned about the titles and the, what was going to be available. And I think that that's really been combated since the Switch came out. I feel like that's not as much of a concern anymore, but I think they really need to drive it home that here's what's going to be coming out. And I also think, I think they're going to give a pretty strong focus to the handheld crowd as well, which is something that I was a little bit concerned about when the Switch came out, just because they're like, oh, it's a handheld and a console. And I was like, so are you going to, like, ditch me in my handheld. I don't think that's the case. I think that's clear from the fact that they announced this completely ridiculous launch of the new Nintendo 2DS XL for the man in the middle. And I think that means that they're going to continue to focus on handhelds, obviously, which even though I find the new Nintendo 2DS XL to be asinine, I am encouraged by the fact that they're focusing on handhelds because I like playing my 3DS. So I think we might see some new 3DS titles, or at least get some good talk about that. And then I think for the most part, though, they're really going to be talking about all the Switch's capabilities, the games that are going to be coming to it. I think they're going to have a pretty strong lineup. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, something that I'm kind of like piggybacking off of yesterday. Yesterday I watched I follow like Nintendo Voice Chat, which is IGN's Nintendo podcast, and they said something really poignant that I also agree with. They mentioned that like the fact that Nintendo has like really gotten in the groove of doing these Nintendo Direct events throughout the year has like really taken some of the pressure off of E3, which I completely agree with.
Yeah.
I feel like me as a fan watching a Nintendo thing, especially now that we've kind of like seen them step it up. Like we already knew like with last year's E3 before it even happened, we knew it wasn't going to be good because they're like we don't have any. Like they're very like we don't have anything.
Kind of in hot water.
They're like we're not going to show you our new system. There's a new system coming out, so this one's dying. We have Zelda now. Like that's it, and that's all they had, and they were upfront with that, and that's what they did. They didn't really do anything,
right.
But things have been like really like being stepped up with the Switch coming out. They had a Direct not too long ago that was really promising, where they talked about like hey Pikmin. They talked about like Splatoon 2 a little bit more. So they're already like kind of doing these like almost like mini little E3 things because their E3 is never really big. So they're kind of like
splitting it up.
Yeah, Nintendo kind of has like little E3s throughout the middle.
I think that's fine.
The year, and that's really great. And for me, it takes some of the pressure off of E3 because I'm not like super concerned with them like having to drop this big amazing thing. So on that note, I feel like I'll just throw out some predictions I have for the conference that is going to be happening though. I guess I'll start with some lighter ones and then I guess move to bigger deal ones. So then we're going to see some more Wii U ports. That seems like an easy way to like roll out some content, to roll out some games. If I had to guess which games they would be, I would say Bayonetta and Captain Toad would come to Switch.
Yeah, I can see that. It's particularly Bayonetta. I don't know that much about Captain Toad.
I really want Bayonetta to come to Switch because I didn't play it on Wii U and I want to play it. It's really good.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty strong possibility, and I think it's sort of gonna help drive more and more Switch purchases. I think some people, not that many people, but I think some people felt a little burned, for having purchased the Wii U and then sort of getting abandoned, for the Switch world. So I think
the Wii U was rough.
I think more people will be happy to be able to play their Wii U titles on the Switch.
Yeah. And then as well, I think we'll see like. Just based on the Direct having like the yellow Joy-Cons announced, more Amiibo. I'm sure we'll see more Amiibo, but I'm not in the Amiibo community, so I don't know what.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what y'all were looking for, so I'm not sure what they would be dropping, but I think we're gonna see more Joy-Con colors. I would really love this. I don't think we'll see, but this is what I would love to see. I would love to see like the same thing Xbox Design Labs does, but like with Nintendo and with the Joy-Cons.
That'd be so nice.
But I'm sure they won't do that. That's kind of a lot. And also, like, I'm glad Xbox did it, but those are also like impossible to get still. So I don't know. Like they take you can get them, but they take a long time to arrive. So I'm like,
It's not really.
But yeah, and other than that, I think we're gonna see. From my last prediction, I think we need to see like. So I said they're focusing on 2017. Which I think they totally will, but that doesn't mean they won't say anything for later, and I really hope they do give some, like, later future stuff, because kind of like what you said with Sony, like, the stuff on the horizon, like, even if it's far away, it can, like, drive you to feel like, I need this, because look at there's so many things, there's stuff now, there's stuff later, so I'm hoping they'll do some stuff that's in the future, and here's my prediction for, like, I don't think they're necessarily doing a new IP, though that would be cool, but they already have ARMS, it's kind of like their new thing, so I think they're kind of... That's their IP, their new IP they're launching. Then they're going to, like, revive / add on to an IP. Metroid is my... If they did Metroid, everyone would lose their mind. It'd be crazy.
It'd be smart for them to do
Metroid would be so good. Everyone wants a new Metroid game. But if they don't do this is my kind of and/or. So Metroid and/or Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I can see them adding another Animal Crossing title for the Switch. I think that
It's been a long time since there's been console Animal Crossing as well.
GameCube was the only one.
Yeah, no, we had one.
Oh, did it?
City Folk, I think.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
It did.
It was
I never
just
got
okay,
it.
I think. I haven't been played either.
Yeah, so I think it's pretty normal a lot of times for major titles for them to see a new iteration on a new console. I think that it's very reasonable to expect to see a new Animal Crossing. I don't know that we'll see it at E3, but I think it's definitely a possibility.
Oh, and here's like my caveat to that. I think if they are reviving or adding on to Metroid or Animal Crossing, they won't go into any details, but what they'll do is they'll kind of like do a quick trailer or do some like logo shows or something, and then they'll say details coming in fall Nintendo Direct. And then you're like, ooh, now like I'm excited. Now I'm looking forward to the Direct. Now we're really like going through some stuff.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen. For me, the only real prediction I have is that the SNES Classic is going to be officially announced. There's been a lot of rumors about them, and I feel like they've been like pretty like strong rumors. Like it's not like, oh, you know, like random person said this or whatever. I feel like it's been going around everywhere that the SNES is coming out. I think they will make it. I don't think there'll be a lot of it. I don't think they spend a lot of time on it, but I think they will talk about they'll be like, oh yeah, SNES, done. So,
Virtual Console will get announced.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think and hope. So yeah. So
so there'll be a lot of stuff at Nintendo. It's all
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be really good.
It's
this year.
It's gonna be a really good E3.
I mean, they did take a year off, so I would hope that it'd be really good. You know, that was kind of the point of them. They're like, we're just gonna take an L now. And then just like do really well later.
I do that in my life, except for usually I just take another L later.
So yeah, we'll see how that pans out. But any other E3 things? I have a quick question for you, as like a last E3 question. Do you think we're gonna see anything about Cuphead? I know it's like a joke at this point, but I need like what?
No, you know what? You know, I don't think so, Janet.
It's just that. Do you think it's even gonna be at least in the we have our indie montage that Microsoft is known for, and Nintendo's known for a little bit now too with the Nindies, but
maybe we'll get
will like at least be in the montage footage, do you think?
Maybe.
It's so, can we just I don't know. Okay. I was just curious if you thought it would.
Maybe we'll get a glimpse at a third game in the it's slipping my mind right now. It's a really popular game. And I played one of them. Half-Life.
Oh my god.
Are we gonna see Half-Life 3?
No. Well, the thing is, we haven't seen Half-Life 3 for the last like 4 years.
No,
then
they're
maybe.
never gonna come out with.
Hey,
Half-Life
we
3.
saw Breath of the Wild every year for a few years.
They're never coming out with another Half-Life.
No, we're not coming out with Half-Life 3.
But we did see Breath of the Wild.
I'm just wondering will we see Cuphead again? Like,
maybe.
Cuphead is literally at this point. You've watched The Office, right, Jess?
Yeah.
Okay. It's literally at this point like Pam would get that award for longest engagement, and Michael's like, no, you don't get it, Jem. Every year Pam doesn't get engaged. It gets funnier. And they were watching last year's Dundies, and then they got the award, and Pam didn't want to go get it, and Rory went up to accept it. And like, do you have anything? Like, here's your award, and he's like, everything to say? And he's like, we'll see you next year. And then they did, and it's great because Rory's an awful person, and it was so funny. Okay, but that's basically what Cuphead is to me at this point. It's like
that, yeah.
It's really rough.
Stuff like that just reminds me of the indie movie where he's like, well, what are you gonna do if you can't finish this? And the guy's like, I'll kill myself. And it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
it was like really intense. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. So anyway, we're looking forward to E3. We're gonna have a lot of coverage videos, so keep your eye on the channel for that. We're also going to have a pretty fun video where we look at some of our predictions from last year.
Yeah, we're going to do our kind of, not even necessarily our predictions, because we actually didn't make predictions last year.
No, but our coverage of last year. Talk about our opinions.
Our commentary, and then kind of like what that looks like. We're going to
comment on our commentary.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be the meta video, so we're excited to put that together. Other than that, I guess let us know what your E3 predictions are in either the comments on the YouTube video version of this or hitting us up on social media, on our Twitter or Facebook. So here is our quick run through our social handles. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest at Bit by Bit Gaming. We are on Facebook at Bit by Bit Gamers. And Jess, where can we find? We have a podcast and a YouTube version of this. Where can we find those at?
You can find us at our host at Podomatic, or you can go to Stitcher or iTunes, and we're on those as well. So make sure to listen to the podcast. It's really nice and easy to like listen to us on the go, and we have all of our other coffee breaks on there. So there's a lot of content to listen to if you're just catching in.
Cool. If people are already listening to this from the podcast, where can they find us on YouTube?
YouTube's going to be YouTube/bit by bit, right?
Yeah, youtube.com/bit-by-bit.
YouTube.com/bit-by-bit.
It's super easy.
Very easy to find us anywhere, and we have lots to talk about. So
yeah, and last up, if you love the content we do, if you want to support us, you can toss some money our way via our Ko-Fi. That's ko-fi.com/bit-by-bit. $3 donations, where our goal is to get up to $200 just to help us launch some new stuff, get some lighting, all that good stuff. And if you need a refresher on all the things we just ran through, you want to hear more about who we are, what we do, and why we do it, you can find all that information at our official website, which is bitbybitgamers.com. So all that information is connected to that, and you guys can stay tuned via that website as well.
all right, thank you guys.
Bye.